I got no more notes on that scene than I got on the cake scene. You know, it was all part of the whole filmmaking process.
What I need is some good old-fashioned damage control.
The White House and the palace are going to release a joint statement.
You've got to be joking.
You can hate Prince Henry all you want.
My NDA is bigger than yours. I want you to know that. You're wearing lifts. Know that too, sweetheart.
Hi, Matthew. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Well, I really enjoyed the movie. It's so funny because it's like all the other movies we've seen in the past, but with two gay leads. And so it was kind of like refreshing because, you know, it kind of fits the mold, but it's you know, it's a very sweet natured movie.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So what was it like getting your leads? Because Taylor is great, so is Thomas. They have great chemistry. And I have to say, Thomas was giving me Prince George vibes.
I think you mean Nick. But
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah. We spent many months looking at hundreds and hundreds of actors for these parts. I knew that we couldn't get this wrong. And when each of them showed up in the audition process, there was something incredibly compelling about both of them. And when I got them into a Zoom together for a chemistry read, they just got along so well, so instantly, that it was very obvious to all of us that we had found our leads. But it took about 5 months to actually land on them.
And genius idea, make Uma Thurman president of the United States.
Right? Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, whose idea was that? And what was her first reaction when she was told, like, we want you as the president of the United States?
She was always on our list. When we decided to go to her and ask and send her the script, and I met with her soon after that. And what Uma was really interested in was exactly the same thing that I was interested in, which is finding in this character someone who is both very powerful and has her own career and life and enormous responsibilities, but who is also a very loving, supportive mom. And we really wanted to find with Ellen, this balance of being the most powerful person in the world and being an attentive, engaged parent. And I think she really enjoyed sort of finding that balance between both aspects of Ellen.
Yeah, and I love when the character comes out that they're very supportive of him. I'm like, oh, thank God, because I was so worried, like, oh my gosh, she's president of the United States. Of course, they're going to be some negative, but then they're like so accepting and loving of him. I was like, okay, that's the example we should be showing people, right?
That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, because Uma and Taylor both just are so wonderful in it, and it kind of gives you exactly what you always want to hear from your parents when you come out. It's just sort of like, I mean, I hope at the end of the day that, like, if people see this movie and then later on their kids come out, that they remember the example of Uma Thurman in this film.
Exactly. And how much freedom did you have? I mean, we've seen it before, you know, the sexual scenes, but it's Prime Video, and I think it's probably unique to that platform. How much freedom did you have, or did you have the constant notes coming at you?
I had as much freedom as any director who doesn't have Final Cut had. I got no more notes on that scene than I got on the cake scene. You know, it was all part of the whole filmmaking process. They knew going in that hiring me meant they were going to get this scene, and they hired me. And so, yeah, it was. I think the most telling thing is that when we got the R rating, which we were not surprised, we were both surprised and unsurprised at. And that R rating came with a list of things to cut in order to get a PG-13 rating, and all the cuts had to do with that scene. There was never even a conversation with the studio about whether or not we should take those cuts. They did not even consider it. They didn't even bring that to me. So, I mean, that sort of explains where we were, that everybody was behind it. Everybody understood why it was in the scene, in the movie, and everybody understood that it was really important to show. And so, yeah, it was surprisingly undramatic the way that sort of came into the world.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's very sweet natured. It's so cute. And Taylor, oof, easy on the eyes.
Thanks, Lupe.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you for your time.
Bye.